Good morning to you.
Good morning.
First of all, explain Rendlesham Forest to us.
Oh, well, it's a long story, but basically, around 1980, Christmas time, it was the airbase RAF Woodbridge in Suffolk, which is surrounded by Rendlesham Forest. It was a quiet time, and a group of airmen were out on patrol. These are security policemen. Don't forget, this is around the time of Greenham Common, all the stuff about nuclear weapons, etc. They saw what they thought was an aircraft crashing into the forest, went to investigate, left their weapons behind. The further they went into the forest, this thing became, it wasn't an aircraft, it was something that they couldn't identify, huge triangular-shaped thing. You've just heard John Burroughs describing this. He was one of the three men. And this thing supposedly disappeared some fantastic speed. They went back and reported this, and they went out later.
Okay, don't just tell us the story. What was it? I mean, what's the best theory as to how it was?
Well, it remains unexplained. I mean, there's been various theories that put forward over the years, including one that was quite convincing, I thought, by Ian Ridpath, science astronomer, who worked out that what probably had been seen, if not the first night, but the second night these lights returned, as the Orford Nest Lighthouse, which is very, very prominent on the coast and flashes it looks very bizarre.
These were professional men who were watching these things. They wouldn't have been fooled by a lighthouse.
Well, it's amazing how many people are fooled by things that you would think they would be obvious. You know, the UFO history is just littered with people who said, no, this can't possibly be something, and then it turned out to be exactly that. You know, these are familiar things seen in unfamiliar circumstances.
And, I mean, in these archives, we are finding there are really lots and lots, and they do seem to correlate heavily with television and film events around.
They certainly do, yeah. I mean, I think it's really exciting that these documents now are finally being made available, and that's under open government freedom of information, and everyone now can just look at these files, download them, and make their own minds up. You know, there's been lots of speculation over the years that the government is hiding the truth. Well, the truth is there now. You can go and look at it yourself.
And you really believe that it is all there, that they haven't kept anything back, and because, of course, we could never know, do you? I mean, if you're a conspiracy theorist, what's to say that they haven't got better explanations to...
But that's a circular argument, isn't it? Because there will always be people, when all these files are released, and don't forget, there's only about a third that we've seen so far, there's a lot more to come, we'll always say that, well, this is a whitewash, that the real secret files are being seeded away somewhere else.
When you've now looked at you've looked at a lot of these files, I mean, are they telling us that the Ministry of Defence take extraterrestrial type life or any of these kind of theories for UFOs? Do they take any of this seriously?
The simple answer to that is no, and they never have done. They don't really want to get involved at all. They're only interested in finding out whether any of these things could be Russians or, you know, missiles or anything of that kind. But unfortunately, MPs and people like high-powered officials like Lord Hill Norton, a former Chief of Defence Staff, took this very seriously. And when you get MPs writing in and saying, you know, what are you doing about this Rendlesham Forest incident? You know, they have to have some information to come back to him.
David Clarke, thank you very much indeed.